Once you start growing a business, especially local, it's all about getting your business thrives on leads. It can't survive without leads.
No, I got it because it works.
Yeah.
I
That's what I mean. It just works.
It worked for me. Like, I did it not because I set out to start a call center. I did it because I accidentally built a call center, from the ground up, very slowly, one person at a time. So, I mean, that's the beauty of a call center. It's like, once once you've been shown how to run the damn thing and how to do it successfully and lean and mean, then man, it becomes such a beautiful thing. I'm assuming that I speak for everyone here, where it's like you would almost take a little bit less money if you knew that it was super, super consistent, right? Just a little bit. I'm not saying go get a W-2 job. I'm not crazy, but right, but you'd probably take a little bit less money if you knew that it was always going to be super consistent, because you can actually sleep at night. It's a funky story, man. Every time I tell the story, it comes out a little bit different. Not because I'm inventing it, just because deciding where to begin, the story's kind of funky one. So I'll start it at a kind of a unique spot. I got started actually in the cigar business. That was the first business I ever opened up when I was 24 years old, I think. A kiosk. Literally, I started as a kiosk in a mall. Like
in a mall?
Yeah, and I'm parked in those malls. 5 minutes from my house. I knew I wanted to get into a business. I knew I didn't want to work for someone else. I didn't know what that looked like. I didn't know anything.
We all know how that feels, Peter.
Yeah. I come from like a Russian Jewish background. And so my full family of immigrants, I was born there. I wasn't even born here. So, family full of immigrants. And, entrepreneurship is kind of just ingrained into the immigrant spirit and immigrant culture, but not because they're such brilliant business people necessarily. It's just born out of necessity because they can't get jobs. And so it's like, you show up here, and even like my dad, who had a degree in chemical engineering, couldn't get a job to save his life because he didn't speak the language. So his degree was completely worthless. So he was only relegated to cleaning toilets when he got to this country, and realized that wasn't going to be super awesome way to make a living. So my dad did all kinds of really fun, interesting stuff. I grew up in a bowling alley when I was a teenager. That was like my entire teenage life, was living in a bowling alley.
Were you like in the back having to like make sure the balls don't get stuck, or were you like up front?
I didn't even tell you that in advance. Yes, that's exactly what I literally did. Yeah, that and smoking pot, because that's where all the bad riffraff were hanging out and stuff.
Like every movie where someone works in a bowling alley, they show the kids in the where you can't see them because they're back there. Absolutely,
yes, 100%. That was literally my story. And then lo and behold, here I am now. Slinging.
And for people that know that world, that's like you think about that, they can see that trajectory, right? Because once you start growing a business, especially local, it's all about getting your business thrives on leads. It can't survive without leads, right? So naturally, you got into lead generation, then you got good at it, right? Natural is, all right, how do I build a call center around that? Because that's how you get scale. And it totally makes sense.
Yep. Well, and what I love so much about call centers is that it solves, well, number one, like it allows, my biggest why, I think, for people, like, why should you start a call center? I didn't go into call centers because I thought it was a profitable business, because I thought I could make money.
It's a necessity, right?
No, I got it because it works.
Yeah. It just works
for me. Like, I did it not because I set out to start a call center. I did it because I accidentally built a call center, from the ground up, very slowly, one person at a time, and realized that out of all my marketing efforts that I was doing, everything else was a giant pain in my ass.
So it's not just the solar brand.
Yeah, that's right. You've done some homework. Because I got pigeonholed into the solar space, which was great. I have no regrets about that whatsoever, because I do think it's important to niche down with whatever it is that you do for the most part, so I that's what I did, was in the solar space, and it did very well for me. So I have no complaints. I built a really strong reputation in the solar community, had been doing and still do very, very well in that community, and just naturally sort of parlayed into adjacent communities. So roofing and HVAC just became a natural sort of a thing. So, I mean, that's the beauty of a call center. It's like, once you've been shown how to run the damn thing and how to do it successfully and lean and mean, then man, it becomes such a beautiful thing. Because whenever I'm talking to clients, I'm always reminding them, I'm like, hey, like, congratulations on your purchase, because not only did you just secure your future in your current industry that you're in right now, but if you're like every other business owner I know, you have shiny object syndrome, and you're probably eyeballing 3 or 4 other businesses right now, and you probably already are in 1 to 2 other businesses at least right now. Isn't that exciting to know that now you own the lead generation process that can take you to prosperity in any one of these other industries that you're in? Isn't that cool? Running ads, I mean, cool if you've got it really dialed in, if you got it figured out, good for you. I mean, that's awesome. Very few people do. If you're in one of these saturated industries like solar, roofing, HVAC, real estate investments, wholesaling, whatever the case is, all those industries that I mentioned, those are all saturated industries. Unless you have some very unique approach to whatever it is that you're doing, but if you probably don't, then it's very saturated. And now the huge problem when it comes to advertising in a saturated industry, as you probably already know,
Yeah.
is you're dealing with all the competitors out there who are, you have to assume, are bigger, better, faster, stronger than you are. So, I got into solar just because I saw an opportunity there, really more on the lead generation side of the business than the selling of solar itself. I never really got into solar so much with the intention of selling solar, but I did a little bit just to kind of learn, the whole business. But really, my main intention was I saw a huge opening in the lead generation space. There really wasn't a tremendous amount of maturity and sophistication in the lead generation side of solar because it's a fairly new industry. Like solar is 20 years old in the entire country. It doesn't go beyond that. Because, a call center, I always say that. I mean, a call center is a call center is a call center. Right? Once you've got the blueprint and the architecture down for it, that's it.
Right.
The hard work.
You just change the scripts, right?
You change the script. Maybe you go find an agent that specializes in that thing that you're trying to sell, which we can help you do. It's not that hard. And you're off to the race. Think a little bit more aggressively, which is that most people in the home improvement space are doing, I would think, maybe I'm missing one, but three major things. Either you're in the type of business where door knocking makes sense, solar for sure, roofing, yes, HVAC,
pest control,
probably no.
right? Yeah, they do that.
Yeah, pest control. Yeah, HVAC probably no, but door knocking does make sense in a lot of these industries for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're running ads, most likely probably Facebook, maybe a little Google PPC, maybe YouTube if you're a little more advanced. Or you probably maybe you're buying pre-booked appointments from another call center.
Right.
Well, the way you meant speed to lead, right? I mean, speed to lead is one of the most kind of overlooked, I think, metrics in most businesses that rely on outbound sales or really any.
It blows me away, Peter.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I'm not surprised by it anymore just because it's so prevalent. If anything, now I'm surprised when I find a company that is really on top of their speed to lead game. Like that's the rarity now.
Yeah. Again, what do you think it is? Is it ego or just not knowing?
Not knowing. It is a daunting task. I see people try to do kind of the homebrewed version of it all the time. And I'm not trying to scare people into not doing that. I'm a very open person. I'm not here trying to hoard money. I'm not trying to hoard business and that kind of stuff. So if you want to try it on your own, I'll give you pointers. I'll sit down with you for 30 minutes and give you all the pointers I can. That's totally fine with me. Call center consists of 4, maybe 5 components, right? There's the script, there's the leads, there's the dialer itself, and there's the agents. And then if you're big enough, then you should have a manager.
Absolutely.
That's it. There's 5 components. And so I had followed a very similar path, until kind of recently, until the past probably like 10 years, I followed a very similar path. And only then did I start becoming exposed to the Shark Tank version of business, we'll call it, right? The more sophisticated version of business ownership. So I got into the cigar business. I opened up multiple cigar shops. I had a really world-class cigar lounge here in Colorado, and then got into the HVAC business because I was bored. And so a partner and I started an HVAC business. That then got me into the solar business, which then got me into the lead generation space, which then got me into the call center world.
Do you know how many people struggle with that exact thing?
Yeah,
right. In every business, right? They're like, wait, I can't.
Every business.
Every client that come to, my team, that's exactly right. In the B2B and SaaS space, that's what the whole thing is. We hit ceilings, right? We don't know how to scale. So, I mean, you might get some phone calls, Peter, just to, they're like, wait, how do you do that?
Well, at the very least, we'll have a good laugh together.
Exactly.
So it's really only active in 20 states, 30 most, but really 10. Like it's really about 10 states where it's really, really aggressive. The rest of the states just doesn't exist. It just worked. The call center thing just worked. It was super scalable. It was very affordable. And then I realized, well, I can help other people do the same thing. For a long time, I didn't want to give away my secret sauce. That's the only reason why I didn't start doing this business earlier. I just thought that, why would I give away my secret? Until one day, a friend of mine who lived here in Colorado, owns a solar installation company here, reached out to me about doing it. And I kind of reluctantly agreed because I figured I don't sell solar in Denver. So I was like, well, he's not competing with me. Sure, let's do it. And then that led to a second, which led to a third. And I was like, you know what? There's plenty to go around. Like there's plenty of business to go around when you don't know where your next check is coming from. Right? Because it's so unpredictable. I'm assuming that I speak for everyone here where it's like you would almost take a little bit less money if you knew that it was super, super consistent, right? Just a little bit. I'm not saying go get a W-2 job. I'm not crazy, but right. But You'd probably take a little bit less money if you knew that it was always going to be super consistent because you can actually sleep at night.
What would you use the magic wand to do?
I was afraid you were going to ask me that question. I think that the only thing that I would do is a thing that is basically not legal. It's the thing that the
I can't wait for this.
has not allowed, which is cold outreach through AI. But they're not allowing it for obvious reasons. Otherwise, every overseas creepy black hat guy would be selling cheap Viagra offers over the phone to every U.S. phone number on the planet.
100%.
In the U.S.
100%.
Which shut down our phone systems in 24 hours.
Well, because of the amount of options for people today in almost every industry, I saw the metric used to be somewhere 5 to like 8, and now it's 21 times I saw recently, higher chance of conversion if you can respond to the lead within 5 minutes.
Okay.
And you think about that, right? Without a call center or at least an AI chatbot or something, that you can't do that if you have a limited staff. Again, I hope people are listening to this that are in these businesses that want to talk to Peter about call center, because it's a phenomenal thing to add to your arsenal.
Thank you. You can just come sell for me. I'll just put you on the phone.
I've been a fan of this forever. I love what you do, and I don't understand why more people don't do it.